Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Caucus?
Here.
Mrs. Casio? Here. Mr. Ranieri?
Here.
Mr. Lobenstein?
Here.
Mr. Farrell?
Here.
Mrs. Kelly? Here. Mr. Root?
Here.
Mr. Wood?
Here.
Mr. Bacon? No, Mr. Rock?
Here.
And Mr. Diori?
Here.
And Mr. Rosen?
Mr. President. Okay, public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 3rd, 2018, and two, emailed to the retrospect and Courier Post on January 3rd, 2018. New business discussion for the June 6th meeting, discussion of South Jersey gas project. How you want to just give us a quick update on that? You had a meeting?
Yeah, we had a meeting the other week with South Jersey Gas to present us with, they're going to start a project on 3rd Avenue and 1st Avenue, section of town. It's going to be a very large project. It's 3.2 miles of line upgrade they're going to be doing in the Borough of Runnemede. Actually, the Singley Avenue from the, actually Park and Singley across. There is a couple other blocks that are being tied into this, Holly, Rowan, and so forth.
Is the work being done between the curb and the sidewalk, or is it done in the middle of the street, or some of both?
Yeah, it's going to be 80% behind the curb line. Okay, they still have to go in and disconnect the old lines. They'll be dug up in the middle of the street. They will be tapping into those lines and transferring. Any house that has service, which probably in the last 5 years that's plastic, will stay that way, but the meters will be upgraded. But all other services will be upgraded to plastic for high pressure into the nodes.
And they're going to move meters if
The meters will be moved if they're in the driveway.
For safety reasons.
For safety reasons, it can be moved and relocated that way. Meters that are in crawl spaces or in basements will be moved out of the house along as it is feasible.
And our street opening permit, I saw your email about what they didn't comply exactly with all the opening, or what was?
Yes, it's actually being reviewed by Mark right now for the current street opening permit that they applied for. Because with that, we're going to have Bach Associates actually had the full-time inspector out there during this project, so they'll have to put up an escrow, putting up an escrow to pay for the inspector for us.
And then any repairs, they'll manage.
With that, the next caucus meeting, South Jersey Gas would actually like to come in and do a 20-minute presentation to the area of the people that are concerned. They'll put out a mailer to the residents that are going to be affected and come in and actually.
They would have a special meeting, or they want to tie it into the meeting?
Tie it in the market.
Would that be good?
That's fine.
To tie it with the caucus meeting?
Depends, 20 minutes?
It's essentially, what, it's the Hirsch and Third.
I know.
First, third, single, that whole.
Yeah, everything all that.
You know, Len's got a good point that the public will have the right to speak with South Jersey Gas, and that might take a big portion of the meeting, so maybe we should allow them to have a special meeting. We'll advertise and let them have a special meeting. They can present to us, but then if anybody in the audience wants to speak, they can.
Yes.
What does it affect about 200
You can't have
residents?
a quorum of us, it's just going to be them. You can all be in the audience as residents.
Oh, you don't want it to be a public meeting then at that point?
It's a meeting, it's an informational meeting by public service of all the residents who are interested. They'll be here to make a presentation so people can understand. You're a resident, so you can come and sit out there and ask questions.
So we'll let them have the
But
meeting.
it's not going to be a meeting, it's not going to have a quorum, we're not advertising it as a council meeting, none of this, no action taken, so they can have whatever conversation.
And dialogue with residents. How many residents you say are going to affect?
320, I think. Over
350. About 350.
Yeah, something plus.
It's a lot. Okay, anything else on that? Okay, great.
Do you have an idea when you want that meeting?
Well, I think it's going to be a little bit up to South Jersey Gas. They're the
They
ones,
said about 2 weeks prior.
so sometimes in, oh, so are they going to get started in July, or?
They're going to start after July 4th.
Yeah, around July 9th.
So they're going to want to meet in the next couple of weeks. So we'll let them, we'll help them out, we'll advertise it in the sense that we're gonna let the people know, and they're gonna send the mailers out to use this facility. Okay, discussion of salaries, you just wanna briefly just tell everybody what we're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, I started taking a look at the salary ordinance that we have. The last time we had a salary ordinance was in 2016. I just took the opportunity to make sure that all the positions are listed correctly, all the salary changes are listed correctly, and any additions or subtractions. So pretty much just housekeeping.
Yeah. So we're gonna continue to work on that, and then hopefully we'll introduce it. I mean, it's just more of a housekeeping issue so that when we appoint people, that their salary is already established in the ordinance. Discussion of public hearing for bond ordinance 18-08 and ordinance 18-09. And that's the amending of the police rules and regulations. So that's our public hearing that we'll have for those two. Once the bond ordinance has been adopted, we can start moving forward on some of the planned purchases and things like that. And then the rules and regulations just clarify what the police wanted to add in there. Discussion of the 2018 budget adoption and amendment. Jim, there was one small amendment. No worries, it was just something we had to interject. Does anybody have any questions on that? Does anybody know?
There was a small amendment. I think I had mentioned it to a few of the council. There was a shared service agreement with the court administrator that was not put, the line item was not put in. So consequently, we just had to insert the line. So a little update, we've been working with the division, and today we received an email from the division that our budget is all right to adopt.
Great. So was the shared service that we did with Magnolia for their court administrator, that needed to be put into the budget. Anything else on the budget? Okay, discussion of resolution appointing Ryan Trabosh for a 3-year term. Obviously, he went through his trial period with us. The correct thing is to, at this point, make a determination if he's entitled to a 3-year appointment. My opinion is that I intend to appoint him as the 3-year term. Council has to ratify it, and that'll go up to the AOC, and then it'll be 3 years, not from the time he started, but 3 years from the time of the appointment. Is there any questions on that? I mean, from what I'm hearing, he's moving things very quickly, he's efficient, he's timely.
And the day court is going well, everything is working out well, people seem to be happy with the day court. Employees and the people who are coming. Seems to be a win.
I know they've been busy. Discussion of ordinance regarding light duty. I think everyone had an opportunity to look at that, so that'll be a first reading. That just establishes a more concise definition of light duty for the borough. Discussion of resolution to refund taxes to mortgage company for a totally disabled vet. Everyone understands what that is. Discussion of everyone knows what that is, right? Totally disabled vet does not pay any taxes. Discussion of resolution appointing an animal cruelty officer. I saw the chief made a recommendation for
Officer Woolen.
Officer Woolen. Well, he's got to do the training.
Yeah, he has a training and.
The county has not set that up yet.
The county hasn't set that up yet.
Will there be a definition of what
Yes,
animal cruelty?
yes.
Yes.
Yes,
And there's a whole
yes.
state statute.
Yeah, it's like hoarding, animal fighting, things like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Over time will be determined. Yeah, that's what I was told by the chief, because I asked about the
It'll
overtime.
only be on a case-by-case.
Yeah, and it'll be
issue.
determined.
Yeah. Discussion of shared service agreement with Runnemede School District for school resource officer. He's not a school resource officer. Everyone knows that the school district approached us about putting a security officer at the Volts, Downing, and Bingham. And we have a tentative agreement to put an officer in the school district from 9 to 3, 180 days a year, at a flat fee of $25 an hour, which basically covers our cost to pay for the employee and any additional cost. If the school district goes over the 9 to 3, they have the right to pay the extra $25. We'll provide a car, we'll provide the training, we'll provide the equipment. The officer, though, will take the direction from the school, what school he will be at. So we're not going to tell him what school to be at. They'll have, I think you had that question.
Will we move around to different schools?
It's their discretion, I think, on the fact of what's going on, how they want to move him around and things like that.
It's just one officer.
It's one officer to go between 3 schools. And they got a grant from the federal government of about, they're hoping to get about $30,000. So that'll bump their number a little bit because I think they want to extend the hours a little bit in the morning. But right now, we have an agreement with the school district to have police officers out there in the morning when there's traffic. So I think that's one of the reasons they pushed it back to 9 o'clock, because there's already officers out there during the morning rush hour. So Mr. Ianucci, I think, sent us a very positive email, right? He said, looks good?
Looks good.
Was his email to us?
This is the email that you got.
Yes.
I looked at it, it looks fine.
Yeah, it's very clean, simple, and it's open-ended. It's a 1-year agreement with the idea that anything can change after a year if they funding and things like that.
Starts in September.
Opt-out provision in either party can opt out.
I don't recall seeing that in there.
You want to look at it?
I don't think it
We
is.
not see where it's at.
No, that we wrote it.
Danny wrote it.
So
All right.
hopefully it's in there, but I don't recall that. Because the way I looked at it was they were putting the funding in for a year. It's 60-day opt-out, okay.
This
So,
year?
because we're only going to insert that money into our budget, correct?
Yes,
Whatever we get from them.
we do that through chapter 159.
Chapter 159. And then one other thing, after the regional school district heard about the local school district talking about having a security officer, the regional school district reached out to me about trying to do the same thing if we would honor the same basic agreement that we've made with the local school district. I said that I think we would be willing to do that if we had enough time to be able to hire somebody and do all that stuff. The only big issue with the regional is obviously they deal with 2 other towns. And Gloucester Township is a little more.
Our police officers should only be,
I understand that, and that's exactly the point. Our rate would be much lower than Gloucester Township's rate, and so an agreement would have to be with all 3 towns. So I don't know if our agreement would even fly with Gloucester Township at this point. So we'll see how that pans out. That's basically how we left the conversation, that if Gloucester Township came up with a higher rate, we would take the higher rate as opposed to the lower rate. Discussion of resolution renew liquor license. Joyce, is this the letter, or which one is this
No,
one?
this is for all of them. All 8 are up for renewal. I have not heard from HC Runnemede, even though they have all the information, that is the hotel. And actually, all of the other licensees have applied online, but they are required to come into the office and pay the municipal fee, and only 2 have. So they are not eligible to be renewed until they do that. They will receive an email.
Well, if we have to call them, we'll call
and
them. No, we call them.
So 2 out of the 8, 2 out of the 8.
The deadline hasn't hit yet, though. I don't think.
You can't even think about that hotel. 2 of the 7 can come in, have filed online, and have paid. So the rest of them have to come in.
So we'll let them
So
know.
5. So
There's 5 still out there. But getting back to the hotel, what Ms. Pinto, myself, and the fire chief, we've gotten a hold of the management company. They're located out in Indianapolis. We had some discussion back and forth, let them know that the state is going to rescind their license if they don't file the paperwork for the last 3 years, or the license disappears. So we're doing our best to try to get them to renew the
What about
license.
the property maintenance, what are they doing?
We sent them a letter, and eventually, if they don't comply in a timely fashion, we have to send our crews out there to cut their grass and all. It is hard.
There's really no way around the license goes away.
There's no way around it, yes, because the license is in that person's name. All right, so if your point is it could be transferred to somebody else.
Right, only to be transferred because it has to be at a hotel.
It has to be at a hotel. We found out that it's a hotel license.
It's a hotel license, it's consent, baby, but Joyce asked us to look into, was there anything that we could do or that could?
So we could hold it, we don't have the right to hold
There is
it.
nothing,
There's nothing.
Okay.
and she was accurate.
Yeah.
Sheila and Versa was
Yeah,
accurate.
she usually is pretty accurate, but it's
Yeah.
still worth looking at.
Okay. Discussion of New York used car lot license. The car dealership on the Black Horse Pike has already changed hands already. So that gentleman's application is in. It's really
Right by the VFW.
right next to the, yeah.
ACP, they're not there now.
Yeah,
No,
so
Who's
it's-
coming in?
His name
They were
is,
short.
one second, All About Auto Sales.
Oh,
So basically, it's just a formality, it's not a hearing, we just simply renew the license. Discussion of shared service for drug and alcohol lines 2018-2019.
I received this today, the new agreement for 18 and 19. So I'll do the usual resolution for this.
This is municipal lines, correct?
Municipal lines.
Municipal lines, okay.
Yes, 3:30.
Okay, municipal lines. So find out, I mean, honestly, it's the same agreement, I think, that we've gotten every year. So I'm going to move on to the public hearing of this meeting. We have an ordinance on tonight. 1807 is an ordinance amending Chapter 153 fees in the Runnemede Code. This is for the, if we ever do 5Ks or any function that we have to collect money, this allows us to do this. Everyone knows the 5K was postponed because we couldn't get a timing company and things like that, and hopefully we'll do better in the fall. And we'll get all our ducks in a row with the insurance and this ordinance. So,
I'll make a motion.
make a motion?
I'll second that motion.
Wait a second, this is the public hearing first.
Oh,
So this portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I so move.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
Public portion is closed. Is there a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
And I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Ms. Passio. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
And Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
Six ayes.
All right, the ordinance is adopted. Resolution 18-65 is a resolution supporting the click it or ticket mobilization, which I believe we are in the process of doing or already did.
Ready? Right now.
We're doing it right now, okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Farrell. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
I don't think you need a roll.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the resolution is adopted. We might as well move on to payment of bills, and then we'll get to everyone's report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the payment of bills? It's now a new summary format, so we're saving a little paper.
It's easy to read, too.
We're showing it a little simpler, a little cleaner, less pieces of paper. Can you copy of that? That's right. Is there a motion to pay the monthly bills?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Ranieri. Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Still, yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
And Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
Six ayes.
All right, the bill should be paid. Mr. Bach, we're going to allow Mr. Bach to go first.
And just, we have submitted and we'll rely on our written report for your questions.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. You are excused. You can
Thank
go,
you very much.
please. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Bach? I don't think so.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Take care, Steve.
All right.
You gotta come with more.
This is Mrs. Bach. We're
Yes.
using this someplace.
Hi, Mrs. Bond.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Mrs. Bond.
Now we're going to go to committee reports. Ms. Betteridge, did you want to say anything before you left?
No, I just have, I'm on babysitting duty.
Okay.
I just left mine.
Okay. When I see somebody leaving, not that many people. Let's go around the table. Ms. Passio.
I'm going to say my report for Wednesday, June 6th.
Okay. That's fine. Ms. Kelly,
I do have a report.
please.
We just did the resolution on click it or ticket, and at the end of 1 week, seatbelt tickets, 62.
Okay.
Other traffic violations while they were doing the seatbelt was 40. And they made 2 drug arrests and 3 warrant arrests. And that's only in 1 week. I can't believe that that many people are not wearing their seatbelts. I hope everyone here is wearing a seatbelt. If you're not,
Mr. Root, the only thing they do more than not wear their seatbelt is talk on their
Well, we did that
Well, we
2
did
weeks
that.
ago.
103 tickets were issued on that. Because we got the grants. We got grants for both.
Good.
Both the click and for ticket and the
Distracted driving.
distracted driving. The distracted driving, 237 summonses were issued. 103 of them were for cell phone. And the rest were drug arrests and all other violations. But that was good. It was wonderful. Now, with my fire department, They are having a spring festival on June 3rd, that's next week. And they're also having on June 2nd, the Runnemede Car Show. So please, if you have time, get over there for both events. They're absolutely fabulous. Our graduation for lead is on the 8th, so that's at 10:45. And the kids will be picked up and, brought to the
Park.
Yeah.
Where's it gonna be? What date is that, Ms. Scott?
June 8th at the park.
Friday, it's a Friday, June 8th.
That's
From 11 to 1.
Okay.
From 11 to 1.
11 to 1? Okay, I'll put it on the phone. Last year was like 120 degrees.
Yeah.
How about the one year with the caterpillars falling down?
Oh. And that's my
That's your
report.
word, okay, thank you.
John's fault.
Mr. Ranieri?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Last meeting, have the mic or just?
You can take it, Mike.
Here.
This has got to be recorded for posterity.
A little too low. Testing, we good? Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, John.
Last meeting, we introduced our budget, and we were, state confirmation is coming soon, I guess.
That's what
We
you got.
got it this afternoon, yeah, so that's good. Right, check, got that, right. We are also finishing up on our salary ordinance, which is to establish the minimums and maximum salary ranges. Yep, and thank you, Jim. And we're also in the process, Jim may have touched on this, did you look at my? We're in the process of getting our our financing for our most recent bond that we introduced last meeting as well, so that's progress. That's pretty much it for finance, we're moving along, everything's fairly smooth. And in addition to finance, I'd like to thank the mayor, Patty and Eleanor, for all the hard work that they put in last week for Mayor Youth and Council. In my opinion, this program gets better every year, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. And the rest is progress.
There's something else on finance, the auditors, how they make it out, are they almost done?
I was gonna wait for Margaret.
All right, I'll let you do it. You didn't have that on yours.
I struggle for things to find for my report because by the time it comes to me, everybody's already voted on it, which is good.
I cut it short, actually. Saving my.
Any volunteers though?
Mr. Lomestein?
Green and-
I'm gonna refer to,
Okay. Mr. Farrell?
Yeah, all the work at the borough is going really well. I was just there today. Just very few cosmetics are needed now. Painting's done, rugs are almost all in, lighting. Other than that, it really looks nice and something to be proud of.
Yeah, very.
I think the first step is, did they tell you that we're going to get a TCO to open the downstairs portion, and then we'll get a final CO once the fire escape is finished upstairs? Is that what you understood? Is that what that said?
Sure.
Okay. Because once the TCO we have, then we can utilize
TCO
it.
is what?
Temporary certificate of occupancy, which allows us to use the hallway and all that. We won't be able to use upstairs until the second means of fire escape, the egress is available. So that's where I told you we're waiting for that slow boat from Belgium that's bringing the fire escape. I have no idea. All I know is Eleanor has to be the first one on the fire escape.
I
It's
thought
taking-
absolutely.
it's taking the Eleanor test.
Just gonna sit up there and say.
And I think Joy in the office, I'm putting her in the elevator
Oh, you're
first. I
kidding. You
think
said
it's-
you're first on the elevator.
No, not Joy. I said Joy.
Oh,
Joy. Joyce will never go on the
I'm
elevator.
not going in the elevator either.
Nobody wants to, no one wants to be first. Mr. Root?
You don't know?
I am now. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Actually, the day-to-day stuff, because everything's going good with yard waste and recycling and all. We did have a problem with the fountain. Guess everybody noticed the fountain's down.
I know.
Somebody broke into the fountain,
Oh.
broke the lock.
Oh.
Don't know what's wrong with it. They're coming out hopefully tomorrow. maybe.
Yes, they're trying to schedule today.
Try to get out there tomorrow and take a look at it to see what it was. We in turn took their lock. They put their own lock on. They broke in and put their own lock on the box.
No.
So we couldn't get into it. Yeah, we couldn't get into it to try to fix it, and hopefully there's no permanent damage with it. Harry had the lock removed, and we put a new lock on it.
Didn't they cross the wires? They kind of shorted out.
We don't know. We're just hopefully everything works out when Black Lagoon gets in, and
we'll take it from there, we'll see what,
So mean.
We'll fix it.
I wouldn't understand why someone would just go in and vandalize the fountain, you know, it's so silly, just to do something. like
We'll
that.
fix it. Anything that gets broken, we'll fix it.
It'll get fixed. And pretty much the rest is progress.
And I want to thank the Public Works Department for cutting that grass before that soccer game. That was a championship game. The girls did win.
Yes, they won their flight. Yes, thank you, Mr. Lozon. And
Thank you very much.
I sent you an email today. They have a soccer game there Friday night.
Thought they were done.
No, the boys now still on. So,
But the guys did a great job, Harry. They did a great job. What happened was we were down a truck, all the rain. Actually, it was the guys in the sewer department, am I right to say this? The sewer department guys went down there with the lawn equipment. They did a great job. They cut it perfect. And there was two, I think the one team was from Ocean City, is that correct? One team from Ocean City came all the way down to play against the girls, and our girls beat them. And then there was a team from Mount Laurel. I saw part of that game.
I don't know the second.
I don't know what the second, the boys.
I
So it was,
had that night myself.
it was good. It's very good.
Are the faucets in the bathroom working now? Harry, because when I was down there, I couldn't get any water out.
Ladies, room?
They shut off.
Yeah.
They run off.
Were they,
We
Did you
had
know
a
about
look at
that?
the other day.
They're not seated, you just run constantly, right? You have a breaker.
They're supposed to, because people turn them on, that's the same thing. They're supposed to turn themselves on.
We gotta change them out to the institutional ones.
Is that the ones? Okay.
This is an institution.
And when does it all? So Lozon, I'm gonna let you keep going.
hard work?
What do you got for us?
We have that to do, Bassett Avenue, the storm drain was replaced out.
Looks great.
We still need to do the regrading down there and come up with that with the rain that we've had, we've been letting it dry out. We'll be getting to that towards the end of this week.
How many yards of dirt do you have to bring in there?
We probably be bringing in 30 yards at minimum compared to what, we already dumped 30 yards. So about 60 total was washed away.
It all washed away down into Timber Creek from this broken pipe.
Yeah.
So with that, we did save.
Well, we saved the borough $27,000 by doing it in-house. Plus.
Do we have a container for that truck? Is that how we did it?
And the dump truck just kept bringing dirt back.
Yeah, dump truck doing that. We took the trash truck down there and we,
Took the shed down.
Took the shed down that way, put it back in the trash truck that way. Save us more.
So we want to thank our legal team for getting us that finally. Mr. Long physically went to the guy's house, so everyone doesn't know, to get the gentleman to sign the agreement.
Yeah.
And met with the gentleman's father. Yeah.
All right, progress.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Diori, what you got?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Well, everything's pretty much been said by everybody, so thank you, great job. There's a couple things. In reference to recreation, Harry did a great job getting those guys over there and rearranging things and getting that soccer field done. One of the things that we're trying to do is open communication up with RYAA. Had an opportunity to reach out to the president of the organization and, hopefully we can get together and we can talk about some things, improve communications between all of us and make those fields even better than they are, because there's been a lot of work and attention given to the fields, and Harry's done a phenomenal job with his group, and we want to keep that rolling. We want to keep those lines of communications open, bring something great, even better. Okay. The audit is in progress. They've been here for a couple of weeks, and pretty much they're just finalizing a lot of things that they already went through for the AFS, the annual financial statement. There's always work involved in an audit. They come up with things, and each year they try to identify different things and look into certain things that maybe they might not have been able to look at before. So this year they're taking a look at a lot of things, and I have three things on my plate to complete for that, and we'll get that done by the end of the week, and then we'll see. Really, it's due June 30th, but we'd like to have it before then. And I think we will. We're making good progress. And not only are we making good progress, everything is in order. That's the most important thing. There are always learning opportunities from an audit, which is why we have them. So I'm looking forward to the completion of it and to see some of the items we could improve on. See the things we're doing good and some of the things that we can improve on. Capital, John mentioned, we have the ordinance coming up, and we're looking forward to getting our debt authorized so we can start investing back into the borough, improving the infrastructure, the buildings, the roads, different things like that, the fields, and not only that, we're going to be identifying some grants to help us out as well, which we already are. The click it or ticket and the distracted driving, you know, that's a great thing. And my hat's off to the police department for initiating that. Captain Geibel did a great job on that. Budget has been approved by the state. Got the email today. That means everything is in order. Everything ties out, all the checks and balances, our caps are correctly done, and we're ready to go. We talked about the salary ordinance a little bit. We're working with civil service and PERC, City of New Jersey, with our CBA negotiations. We have 3 CBAs that are up for, that are due at the end of the year, they're expired. So I've already started talking with the police department, just light discussions, just trying to get an idea of where we are and what we're doing. And so I plan on getting into the clerical and also the public works. Right? We're going to be harder on the public works. More lunches, yeah. That's about it.
Policy manual?
Excuse me?
The policy manual?
The handbook, the policy manual, I have reached out to Eileen, I've sent her an email.
I did see that.
We're also, not only with the policy manual, but we're also working with our insurance carrier, the JIT, with the recreation department, for what we want to do with the recreation department. Make sure that, and then we'll be helping us with this also. I think I sent an email regarding coming up with an agreement to protect both parties. It's, you know, it's all good things. We're working on putting all that into one project. We have started.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
Progress?
Thank you.
Progress.
Progress, you're not going to give us anything? You're not going to tell New Zealand is
Can I
it?
say one thing?
Sure.
Over the weekend, I had a party at my house, and I used Dana Party Rentals, the same people that had the tent down at Memorial Day. I was very fortunate to get one Friday morning on an emergency basis. But anyway, I was talking with a representative later this afternoon when they took it down, and I met they know I work for the borough, or councilman, and they said it's a pleasure dealing with Mr. Anderson and the office staff at the Borough Hall. It's nice to hear, and instead of being, getting the runaround about getting paid, they get paid right away, and it's an excellent job, and just nice to hear.
Greg does a good job.
Thank you.
Greg does do a good job.
Greg does a great job.
He does do a
He
great
keeps
job.
things flowing, and, yeah, he keeps things moving.
Well, yeah, making a concise bill list is nice.
Yeah.
New Zealand, nothing?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Tell us about your trip.
All right, this portion of the meeting is, no, that's okay. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Yeah? Well, I have people in the audience.
Hi now.
Hello, Val Palisano, 831 North Oakland Avenue. Harry, how's that storm drain coming?
As soon as funding is available through the capital ordinance that they talked about, we will be out there to fix that.
Okay, you already have a good bid and somebody in mind.
I have 2 quotes already, so we do have it all lined up. We're just waiting for the funding.
And the money is part of this bond anticipation note, the bond that we're doing.
Wonderful, thank you so much.
Did you, your car, is it all set now? You were in front of my house the other day, you were broken down.
Oh, it was your house?
Well, I was a couple houses down, but I was gonna come out, but I saw AAA there.
Yeah, they came out, but they couldn't All they could do was give me a quick job. But I got to Pet Boys and bought a new battery. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? You came to a meeting? Okay. Mike found out that he can make a motion to close the public portion.
Seeing nobody else, close the public portion.
All right, that's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Root, second by Ms. Bassia. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public portion is closed. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mr. Lobenstein,
I'll second that.
second by Ms. Bassia. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.